County. So we're going to ask you to start it off for us, please.
Well, of course, good morning, Ms. Denise. Good morning, District 4 and everyone on board. Of course, we'll start with our overall crime trends. For the last 4-week period, our overall crime trend is decreasing, but one of the standout problems that we are seeing repeatedly across the board throughout the county is our theft problem. And there's a nexus between our theft problem and our violent crime issues involving guns. We're seeing a lot of entering automobiles and a lot of gun theft. So once again, I'm pretty sure as we meet monthly that our narrative won't change. I urge everyone to secure their weapons really inside their homes. But if you're going to have your weapon in your car, please secure it in some type of lockbox, secured and affixed to a seat in the vehicle, because what we're seeing, and I'm sure Captain Flynn will touch on it here shortly, is the trend is we have folks that are checking doors throughout neighborhoods in the middle of the night, early morning hours. They find an open door. They quickly go through vehicles looking for items to take, electronics, chains, dollar bills if you leave them in your car, and of course, unfortunately, weapons. We see a lot of weapons that are left in vehicles overnight, sometimes in the day, that are not in any way, shape, or fashion secured. So please, if you're going to do it, have your weapon in some type of lockbox and have it affixed to the vehicle so it presents a challenge to these thieves as they move about. Unfortunately, our homicides are up. This time last year, we had 8. We have 11 thus far. The relationship percentages are half of those are domestic related, folks that are known to each other. 30% of them are drug related, and just 10 are stranger to stranger. So once again, the trend remains the same. Conflict resolution as it relates to violent crime is a constant issue that we have to be addressing as a community and finding other ways to de-escalate conflict without the use of firearms. But I will say this, our violent crimes for the 4-week period from March 6th through April 2nd is down 11%. But we'll always be working on our violent crimes and crimes overall. And I'd love to hear from the Sector 4 Commander, Captain Gary Flynn, on specifically what's going on in District 4 as it relates to crime. Captain, on you.
All right, good morning. Thank you, Chief. As the Chief was saying, a lot of what has been going on lately to thefts, and for the vast of those are vehicle break-ins, or what we call entering autos. We had been seeing a lot of them in apartment complexes and residential areas. Time ago, back when I was in the police academy in Florida, I heard a description of prevention being called squeezing the balloon. And basically, when we put pressure on one area, it goes somewhere else. Well, we've been focusing on the apartment complexes, the neighborhoods, affecting some arrests, and the crime kind of moved over these last 2 weeks. Where we've been seeing it is actually at businesses along Mount Zion Parkway. So we're focusing on apartment complexes and neighborhoods. Basically the people that are committing, we weren't focusing, and we saw a large of entering autos over in the Mount Zion Parkway area. Along the lines of what the Chief said, they're going into vehicles and they're see or what they can find, and firearms and things like that seem to be the focus. So just, the thing that I ask, like the Chief said, you can't always take your weapon with you, especially if you're at a restaurant or a bar or something like that. But any extra steps that can be taken to either secure it in a trunk, secure it in a lockbox or something of that nature will help to do some of that stuff. The encouraging thing, I guess we can call it encouraging, burglaries and stolen vehicles and things like that over the last several weeks have all related to domestic issues or people that are known to each other. It's not stranger like you would normally, kind of expect to see. Every say we had 4. One of them was actually somebody that was known to the victim of. Same thing with the stolen vehicles. I think we had 5 last. 3 of the 5 were, again, people that were known to the people who actually owned the cars. A lot we can do as far as prevention on those when it's known people to, because those are typically crimes of passion or something like that just happen on the spur of the moment. Again, is these theft by takings, a lot of package thefts lately, but still just want to encourage people to have package delivered to your residence. If you can at all help it when someone is, or have it delivered to a package hub or something like that, or ask one of your neighbors that you trust for when those packages are being delivered. And then just securing valuables in your vehicles is probably the biggest deterrent that can be asked or suggested to anyone, because that seems to be what's happening is cars, and when they find something in a vehicle, they're getting into that and quickly taking those things and moving on. So that's pretty much covers what we have sector 4 for this week.
Thank you, Captain. Ms. Denise, I think we can field any crime related questions right now, and then you can continue with your agenda.
Perfect, thank you. Any questions?
I stand corrected. I see Commissioner Davis in a 2-man vehicle with Director Hodges. So I'm gonna shut up now, Ms. Denise, and we'll go with whatever you want to do.
Well, no, let's go to the questions. I think we're right on target. Then we'll bring Commissioner
ahead, Denise.
Davis
Okay.
in.
I don't want to get in trouble.
He put it in my hands to start it off. So we're gonna finish it out, Chief
Keep going.
on your segment. Okay? Any questions for Chief Roberts, Captain Flynn? They do an excellent job. Okay, no questions. Well then, Commissioner, you're up. Good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're in the vehicle now, but we are parked, so we're following the law, Chief. And also too, I want to say thank you. That was a great graduation for those new incoming officers yesterday. Thank you for all the work you're doing. We truly appreciate you and everything you do out here. So we appreciate it. Where are we now? So we've gone through that. Denise, I'm just gonna let you keep moving along, because Troy, have you gone yet?
No, I haven't gone.
Okay. Well, do we want to give a Parks and Rec update? We're out here right now to Get Fit. It is great. It's cold, but it's great. We've got a very good turnout. So Troy, go ahead and talk to us.
Yeah. All right. So good morning, everybody. It's been a eventful morning and busy, and we're having a good time out here at the Get Fit event at International Park. It is very cold. Do have a lot of vendors and a good amount of people, but it is cold. So International Park, where are we and where we're going? So we have the ribbon cutting ceremony on May the 19th, which is a Thursday. We're going to have the grand opening on Saturday, May the 28th. We're going to kick off the opening of the new water park with a fireworks show that will begin at dark. It's $5 per car to watch the fireworks show. And you can come to the water park and spend the day and then watch the fireworks show. The amphitheater is still kind of in the planning stages, but we do have all new parking lots, or we will have all new parking lots, a new water park, a very nice ropes course, challenge course type deal. And if we do have any corporations or businesses out there that want to do a getaway with their employees to kind of, gain employee trust and those types of challenges with their employees, we do have a corporate deal to where you can, rent out the challenge course and do like a team motivating, get together with all of your corporate employees. We got Moving the Park coming up. Commissioner Davis also has, and he'll tell you about it, but the senior movie that will be at the Charlie Griswold Senior Center But a lot of things happening out at International Park, and hope to see everybody out at the grand opening.
Great. Anything?
Anything, that's pretty much it, Denise. If anybody has any questions or concerns.
Any questions for Troy or anything else dealing with the recreation centers or parks? No issues or concerns?
I may have one.
Sure.
I'm not sure if this is the person to whom I should address it. This is Mike Quick. I oversee the greenhouse, the Clayton County Community Support Services greenhouse that backs up to a ball field. And this is near Arnold Elementary. And we're having a problem with a lot of beer bottles and beer cans being tossed on the county's property. They're being left there after the ball games.
Okay. Then, yeah, can you put that in the chat so we can write that down, and we'll get refuse out there to clean that up immediately.
And
All right.
just for
Thank
clarity,
you.
just for clarity, Mr. Quick, is that on the school side of Arnold or on the other side of this road where we
It's
have that
on,
one?
it's on the, right, it's on the school side. It's on, I think it's called Old McDonough Road.
Mhm.
You know, the Clayton Community Support Services building is across or catty corner to Arnold Elementary, and the greenhouse is right behind it, and the ball field is on really on another the other side of the fence.
Okay, well, regardless, whether it be the Board of Ed or, you know, our property, we'll make sure that we get somebody on that.
That I would appreciate it. And maybe if they could also supply, now there's a dumpster that they could empty their trash in when they're done with their games, but if there could be some kind of trash receptacle, because it isn't just the beer bottles. I'm more concerned about that. That just doesn't look good to have those thrown all over the property, but there's a lot of other trash that's left after their games.
Mm.
And I don't think that there's really any real trash receptacles.
We'll have someone take a look at that, but we'll get someone out there immediately to clean that up. And if anyone else, if you see any issues where there is rubbish or trash strewn, please reach out and contact us. We try to call refuse and warden, and they're pretty quick to respond to take care of these issues. So please let us know.
Thank you.
Thank you. So have we had Miss Baker? Is she on the line? Not seeing. Mary
No,
Baker?
Commissioner, she's having trouble.
having
getting
trouble?
on, yes.
Okay.
It's
She's-
telling
well,
her the meeting is closed. She can't enter.
She
Commissioner
might have the wrong list.
Davis, this is Judy
Yes.
Taylor. I'm so
Hi,
sorry.
Miss Taylor.
I was not able to get on there a while ago when Captain Flynn and Chief Roberts, when they were talking. So I had a question for Captain Flynn. On March 30th, we had a shot fired in Sherwood Forest, and it went over into going across Terra Boulevard, and it involved, I think, some of the apartments that are across Terra Boulevard in that area. And I just wondered if there was any update on anything about that, anything new, that we learned anything, or have we made more arrests, or is anything I need to know about all of that?
Hey, good morning, Ms. Taylor. No, after last week, there's been no updates. Like I told you, the arrest of one adult, and we had a couple of juveniles, and we did recover one firearm. So that, but as far as I know, there has not been any additional arrests or any additional.
Thank you. I had some interaction with some of the police officers, especially, I believe it was Officer Garcia, possibly, if I
Yes,
remember
ma'am.
right. And I wanted to say that they handled everything really well, and I really appreciated what they did, in investigating this issue. And thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And I just wanted to say thank you to you and your neighborhood for the fruit and the food that you brought to the precinct. The officer appreciative of that.
Well, I wish it had been more, but I think about you and everything too. So I know how hard it is and the job you do. So you need a little appreciation every once in a
Yes,
while.
ma'am. Thank you very.
Miss Taylor,
Yes.
Hey, this is Chief Roberts. Thank you for bringing fruit and not donuts.
Well, what I do, I try to mix a little bit because I'm a sweets person myself. So I try to give a little candy and a little cupcakes, but I also add in some the little easy to peel oranges and bananas and everything like that too. So a grab and go kind of thing to make it easier. But we do appreciate everything everybody does. So thank you.
Yes, ma'am. We need our fruits and vegetables.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. Is there any other questions? I know we don't have Mary Baker on for that. We've gone through our update for that. Let me let you
I
all
just
know
got-
we go ahead.
Demont, I just
Oh,
got
there
in.
she goes.
Okay.
Great,
good.
great. Go
Sorry
ahead, Ms.
about the
Baker.
delay.
Give us an update. That's okay.
I just wanted you to update you on what we're doing in regards to the SPLOST. We are getting the plans together because it's that time of year next year to vote on another SPLOST. And if you haven't been by Jonesboro High School, you need to drive by. Several years ago, they wanted to do some improvements. I was one of those who made a comment about painting a pig and said we could do better. And I have to give credit to Mr. Joseph. He blew my mind of what he has done with that school. We've also opened up Michelle Obama STEM School down in the Lovejoy area. And in progress, we have the new Morrow High School, which will also include a arena. So that'll give us, a stadium, which will give us the 4th stadium in the county. In design, if you haven't heard, we are going to build an arena and convention center at the old Sears building. And some people would say, why would you do that? One, it's for our graduations. First and foremost, the money that we spend going out of county, we can spend in our county. It also gives us a convention center. We have already had calls from other districts asking if they can rent it for their events, graduations. We've also had information in regards to having tournaments there. It will be a convention center also. We are so happy to be getting this. We see this not only for good for our school system, but for the county, bringing in businesses, hotels, hopefully some really good restaurants. And then also in the future, that will also have the Discoveries Center in there, which is is something good for our students and our community. So if there's any questions, I'll be glad to give, answer if I can or find out for future.
When is our graduation scheduled for this year?
It will be starting I want to say the 25th of May. I might be off on the date.
Okay.
And that will be at the International Center.
It'll be at the National Center. Great, great. And also too, we got to give kudos to, we've got 2 schools with 100% graduation rate now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That would
So
be-
so we can't let anybody talk about our school system when we're graduating above the national average at some of these.
Yes, and also we have many schools that are blue ribbon schools, and our School of the Arts, we're getting awards, all over the place, and hopefully these things all make the news. We need to brag on ourselves because other people haven't bragged on us. And in the future SPLOST, there'll be 4 new STEM elementary schools. If you've seen the Michelle Obama, you can get an idea of what that's going to be. And then turning some of our older schools into 6 learning centers for pre-K, and those will also house clinics, health clinics, and other things for our community.
Great, great, great. And also that's on the academic front, and we've got to give kudos and let everyone know that, Lovejoy High School won the girls state basketball championship. So we want to give kudos to them. And who was it else? I think Riverdale went to the semis.
And Forest Park and Forest Park.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we
Forest Park.
loaded the ballot there.
Right. So not only did they do good in the classroom, they're doing good on the courts as well. So we
Yes.
appreciate all the work you're doing for us in this community with our education system.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions for Ms. Baker? None. That's good. That's good. All right. All right. Who do we have up next? 'Cause I'm not scroll through. We've took care of the crime. We took care of our other ones. What time is it here? It's 11:22.
I don't think we have anyone from code enforcement. Is there anyone from code enforcement? I don't see anyone.
Okay. All right. All right.
What about, this is Judy Taylor again. What about
Yes.
covering how, what happened with how well Trash Amnesty Days, how that was so appreciated and how much people, people had a lot of stuff, I understand.
Oh
And
my
so
God.
and I think it probably was a very expensive operation, if not, but
You-
it sounds like it was appreciated.
Trash Amnesty Day was a huge hit. We did learn a lot. We know we need more dumpsters and we've got to run them out. We're going to change maybe a couple of the venues for easier entrance and exit, but folks came with everything you can imagine and got rid of it. So it was a big success, a big hit, because even if we said a tenth of that would have ended up in some of these vacant lots. I mean, my gosh, it was great. It was great. But we learned of what to do the next time. We are going to plan one. We're going to try to have 2 or 3 of these a year. We have to. I think it helps in cleaning out folks' garages and everything else. So I want to thank everyone that got involved. Also to all the citizens that spread the word and delivered their items out there. We had no incidents that took place. Excuse me. But we got rid of a lot of trash, a lot of junk. So I even took stuff out of my own house over there. So that was great. So we just want to thank everybody for that. What else do we have? We had our Trash Amnesty. We're having a senior, and I'll just jump into this now, a senior movie and lunch and movie at the Charlie Griswold Center on Saturday, next Saturday, April 16th. Starts at noon. What's the movie, Denise? What is it? War and Grandpa, Grandpa and War.
A War with Grandpa.
A War with Grandpa is what we're going to be showing. So we're going to have a good time out there with folks. So we're looking forward to everyone, those bringing out their folks, just having a great time. You can RSVP. Denise, you want to tell about the RSVP?
Yes, if you could RSVP by emailing me, I will put it in the chat at denise.harrod@claytoncountyga.gov or by calling the office at 770-473-5445. I will respond back to you. So please make sure that you get an email response so that we're all on the same page that your RSVP has been received. Okay.
Great.
And again, it is Saturday, April the 16th at the Charlie Griswold Center.
Yes. So come on out and enjoy. We also have, we're having free COVID vaccinations that are taking place this month.
Yes.
All month. So I'll put out more information on that here soon. So those that want the vaccination, we're making available to you for free. So we just want to make sure that we serve you in the appropriate way. So we have that.
Commissioner Davis, this is Judy
Yes.
Taylor again. We
Yes,
have the
Ms. Taylor.
Mutt Strut at.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I'll tell
When
you
is that?
about it. It's the Mutt Strut that's being sponsored by the Clayton County Humane Society, and it's going to take place down at our dog bark place down there, walking place down there near the Spivey Center down there.
Mhm.
And it's going to be on Saturday, April 30th from 10 to 2. And everything, and you can go to the website of the Clayton County Humane Society, which is www.claytoncountyhumane.org/register to register. And then you can bring your dog and you can walk and you get sponsors and all of the proceeds. They're going to have a lot of entertainment there that day. And you you sign up to register, you walk your dog, and you can get people to sponsor you. And all the proceeds go to our no-kill shelter in Clayton County and everything, which I would say is probably the best run nonprofit that I know of that we get more bang for our buck for anything that we support with that. So I appreciate that. But since it's down at the International Park, I thought we could throw that in too to encourage people to participate.
Well, we thank you for that. Does anyone else, because I wouldn't have brought it up, I didn't have it on my list, but I thank you for that. Anyone else know of any other events coming up that we need to put out
Yeah,
there?
I was just gonna tell Ms. Taylor that there's lots of good nonprofits that are well-run, not just the Humane Society. That's what I was gonna let Ms. Taylor know.
We
Oh, I
have a
know.
bunch of them.
Oh, yes, I do know that because I've been a part of many of them. I just know how well this one is run, but we're very fortunate in Clayton County to have so many people willing to give their time.
Okay, I
Thank
just want to
you all.
correct the record. There's lots of well-run nonprofits in Clayton County, female-led. Just want to correct that statement.
Great. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Commissioner,
Clint,
this
Clint.
is Alice Brock. I
Hi,
just
Ms.
wanted
Brock.
to mention that the seniors Mayfest is coming up and registration for that begins Monday. So all seniors can go online and register if they want to attend the Mayfest activities.
Okay. That's going to be where?
That's going to be at the park in McDonough, not McDonough, on McDonough Road.
Gerald Matthews.
Yes, that's going
Okay,
to be
great.
there. And I believe the date it's in May. I think it's either the 14th or the 15th, but I know that you do have to register for it starting Monday, April the 11th.
Great.
Okay.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay.
And also, just to let you all know, I remember from the last meeting that, and it was a great idea, and I definitely followed up. We just couldn't get them on this morning with everything going on. I did contact a city council person from Jonesboro, and they're out of town right now. They had to go out of town, and also from Riverdale. So hopefully next month we will have folks on from those to begin to give us updates on what's happening. So we're in the park, so we're trying to.
We'll get somebody over to you.
So yeah, so
Thank you. Sorry.
This is Mike Quick.
Parks and Rec's work is never done. Go ahead.
Jonesboro's got a lot. I'm actually at the community garden center this morning. They're doing
Yes.
the cleanup. There's so many good projects going on. So it is a great idea to include someone from the city of Jonesboro to be on the call,
Yeah.
so they can share all the stuff going on. And if anybody's interested in purchasing a raised bed for, I think it's $50 a year. If you have, say, a yard that has too much shade and you can't grow vegetables, you can come out and rent one for a year. But lots and lots of great stuff going on.
Great. And that's what we have
But
to
it's
know.
really cold today.
Go ahead. It's cold out here. But yeah, so I took that advice. That was a great suggestion. I can't remember who gave it to us last month, but I definitely ran with that. So hopefully we're going to try to have somebody on from one of the cities and municipalities every month. So thank you all for voicing your opinion. The ideas that come from you all are great. Any other questions or concerns? We want to begin to address what we had. I do owe somebody a strategic plan. I have that. I just couldn't remember who it was. I'm moving around so much, but somebody had asked for a strategic plan for the county last
This is
month. So I
Judy
do have
Taylor.
that.
I asked,
Is
but
that
I
you, Ms.
did ask
Taylor?
for that. I think someone else on the call actually
Yes.
asked you about that, but I actually sent an email after that and asked if I could have a copy of that strategic plan.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll get that to you.
Yeah,
I
and
do
this is
have it
Mike
now.
Quick.
Yes.
I would like that as well.
Okay, Mr. Quick. Yeah, just send me an email and just put in top of strategic plan. That way I know who to send it back to.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so somebody wants information about the community garden in the chat. So if we can put that in there as well. I know that's going on this morning. Any questions for Chief or myself? Or any suggestions?
Did I notice, this is Judy Taylor again, did I notice that we're actually putting out bids for some companies to do the wet part? I guess it's part of what we're planning to do about the trash pickup situation. I think I noticed it in the legals or something like that. And I don't know whether we are or not, but I was going to say that if we do move forward with this, where we're doing the residential pickup and it's mandatory and everything too. We need to be really careful that somebody, whoever monitors this really well, because we have quite a few companies that are better than others, and some of them have a history of some complaints and everything else too. So we want to be real careful about that. And also that we make sure that they follow the guidelines that say you can't overload your containers and have stacks of garbage up everywhere that blows all over the neighborhood and piled around and everything that it, because some of them use those arms on those machines, and when they lift up and dump the trash, it goes everywhere, and then they leave the trash can out in the street. So we want to make sure this is the opportunity now, if the county's overseeing this, that we make sure, because that is causing a lot of our trash issue, is the way this is being handled by some of the companies. We can make sure now that they're doing it correctly and that there's not a mess left behind when they've gone.
I appreciate that. Right now, we're in the planning stages of it and really trying to see what it's going to take to implement a program of this nature. We are nowhere near, excuse me, close to implementing this. There, like you said, there's a lot of questions that have to be answered. Excuse me. And we've got to begin to do our due diligence in making that happen. So your remarks are well received, Ms. Taylor. And I hear you loud and clear with it. But we've got to get some other programs going as well to begin to clean up our streets.
One
Because
other
it's
thing
not
that might help, we only have the one recycling center that's down off of 138 in Jonesboro. And it might help if we had more places to recycle, because obviously with all of the things that were dumped during the amnesty days, a lot of those probably could have been recycled and everything too in the meantime. So if it's going to take a while to get this other worked out and everything, we might need to have something in the north part of the county or something down around the landfill and divide it out around the county and see about having some more places for people to recycle, because a lot of what goes into these trash cans are cardboard boxes and trash that could be recycled, and it might help.
Great. Well received. Thank you.
I agree with that. I think a lot of people would recycle if they could, if it was more convenient. And I would never really thought about it because I'm close to the recycling center because it's right near the greenhouse where I'm every day.
Right.
But if I had to drive to the north side of Clayton County, I probably wouldn't recycle. So that would be a great thing. I know it would be an expense, but it would be a really good thing long term for the county.
Demond,
Great.
if you don't,
Go ahead.
As a girl from Oregon who grew up over 40 years ago with recycling, while you're looking at these trash companies in Oregon, they pick up in the Portland area, they pick up trash on one day, they pick up recycling on the other day. So you're pretty sure that it's not going to the same spot. That might be something to look at. I think people would do a better job of recycling if it was something that they could put out on their doorstep along with the trash. So while you're looking at those, that might be a question that you can ask. Another thing to go with trash, I was out of town. My son said there was an accident by our house. He came out the next morning. He said there was a tow truck out there towing off the vehicle that had the accident, but they go and leave the bumper in the middle of the road, which my son drove to the edge of drug to the edge of the road, because we got to figure out what to do with it. If there's an accident, if you can tow the car, throw the bumper in the trunk.
I've been addressing that for the last couple months, and you're absolutely right. So I'm on that already, trying to address that, and that was my thing. Not only that, but to clean up the area as well, as far as broken glass and things of that nature. So
Hey.
yes, we're on top of that.
Commissioner, if I may, for everyone on this call, we contract with our record services, and part of that contract includes cleanup after accidents. So if they are leaving debris, that call really needs to come to the police department, because that's a breach of their contract, and there are fines that can be imposed. And if this keeps happening, we may need to consider going in a different direction with the vendor. So thank you for making me aware, but if there are others on this call and this is a pattern, we need to know so I can take the proper corrective action.
Yeah, it's been going on quite a bit, so we've got to address that. I'm sorry I didn't reach out to you, Chief. Any other questions?
This is
I
Judy
just got-
again. Did I see any more that you're possibly the county might be adding some emergency shelters now, and probably as a result of how bad it was needed during some of our bad weather and everything else too. Are we considering having some on standby emergency shelters that we can use in case of bad weather or in case of power outages or whatever would happen?
But it has come up now, and it is on the radar for us to begin to look at. We've got we're actually looking at not a shelter, but an entire program, kind of a turnaround program. So we're beginning to discuss that as well.
Thank you.
I think we heard someone else, or Troy.
Yeah, if anyone has a grandchild or a child or a neighbor, we at Clayton County Parks Recreation are hiring for summer jobs. And if, you know, we have raised the pay, so we are as competitive as possible on these summer jobs, but we're hiring anywhere from, you know, cutting grass to, you know, taking tickets at the water park to our summer camp program. We have a lot of jobs that are open, and we need a lot more workers. So if you know anybody, please send them to us so we can get their applications, and hopefully they're interested.
What's the minimum age that you're hiring for those sorts of roles?
We do have some positions that are junior camp counselors that at the age of 15. Our lifeguards are 18, and most of our summer jobs require at least a 16 and up.
And who, if I know somebody who's interested, how should they get in touch?
They can go to ClaytonParks.com and call the administrative office, or, you know, they can go to ClaytonCountyGA.gov, click on employment, and get the application right there.
Awesome. I'll definitely share that.
Great.
Thank you.
I do have a question, and this is my first time attending this forum, so I really appreciate the opportunity to have my voice heard. I'm a resident of Fairfield Approach in Jonesboro. I know that our HOA president has been in contact with the Clayton County Water Authority, and more specifically the Wastewater Authority, and I'm not sure, or the wastewater person in charge of that department. And I'm not sure if a representative from that area is on this call or not, but we have a creek in the back of our community that is a wastewater runoff creek, and it has become extremely eroded, a lot of erosion over time, and it's beginning to jeopardize our clubhouse. And we were told that the county was not responsible or would not help with the payment of correcting that or clearing the creek or redirecting it engineeringly speaking, and that it would be a cost of $300,000 put towards our homeowners association budget. So I wanted to know, how does the county support wastewater runoff within these individual communities?
Well, let me start with this. That goes through the Clayton County Water Authority, which is run by Bernard Franks. We can bring him out there and begin to look and find out whose responsibility it is for this. They do come out and clean the drains around there, and the runoff, the valves. They have it scheduled for once every 5 years, where they go around the county and clean out the sewer lines and things of that nature. When was yours cleaned out? I don't know. We can ask him. I know they had a couple in Riverdale that we had to address, and they got out there and took care of those. But if you can send me an email with that subdivision, and I can drive by and perhaps try to get a hold of Mr. Franks and see if he can come out as well.
I'll do that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, but when it's, and I hate to say this, but we've had a couple, and it is the responsibility sometimes of the HOAs and the homeowners in that area. We've had a couple that just in the last couple of years that the same issue you're having, they're having as well. So please send that to me so we can begin to address these.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Questions? This is the time.
Hi, My name is Shirley Lacy, and I live in the Wrights Landing subdivision off of Mount Zion. And I
Yes.
was, and this is my first time on the call, and I am learning a lot of information, and that's why I appreciate the time on the call. I have a question concerning the huge apartment complex that is under construction on Mount
Mhm.
Zion Circle. And I was wondering who I could speak to get more information about that apartment complex.
Great. That apartment complex, I'm drawing a blank on the name of it. It is scheduled they're looking to get their certificate of occupancy probably in the next 60 days. So they're coming to completion on that. That is the
Mhm.
first market rate apartment building to go up in Clayton County since 2005. So I was real excited about it. They're putting sidewalks out in front of there. The sidewalks should start going in now. They're going to run all the way down from your subdivision, all the way up to the movie theater. We're stopping the sidewalk right now at the movie theater because we might have another complex coming in there as well. These are all market rates. So I think it's going to really add to the value, the residential value in your area. So that's where we are. You're looking right now. I'm not sure if they have a leasing person or leasing agents in there as of yet. I know they were getting ready to begin to hire some local folks in. So I can give you that information when it becomes available to me. Just send me an email or text to Denise and we'll make that happen.
Okay, all right
And
then.
thank you for coming on these calls. This is what this is about, to begin to address some of these situations that we have.
Okay, well, let me ask you again about that apartment complex. As you're probably aware, there is a lot of road construction in the Battle Creek, Mount Zion Road area and South Lake Parkway. And what's the plan in terms of the traffic going into that area? Because there used to be a time when I had a way to get home.
That's something even that Natalie and I have been talking about.
Somebody, if you can mute, thank you.
And last thing is just I would ask everyone just to be in prayer for the family. You know that there's something down.
I don't know if that's part of the question.
No.
Okay.
No,
So
I was just
what they're
asking
doing on
about
that. Go ahead.
the traffic situation in that Mount Zion Circle, Mount Zion Road, Battle Creek.
They're straightening it out. They're straightening that curve out somewhat so that it does go straight through. They are going to be putting a light there at that intersection in order to take care of that.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be coming from Battle Creek, and it's it's going to curve around. So they're going to take part of the Water Authority's property and create that road to go straight through on there. But there will be a light placed at that intersection.
Okay, so at Mount Zion and Mount Zion Circle, that's where the light will
Correct.
be?
Yes. And what we're trying to do as well is widen that road just slightly because there's a couple of curves and hills on there that we're trying to, our transportation is trying to create a fix for that issue as well.
Okay. Okay, well, I will send an email to you about all of this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have a question. Can everybody hear me?
Sure. Yes.
This is Everest Sakogi, and this is the first time I'm actually joining in this meeting as well.
You got a lot of first timers. I love it.
I recently just opened up a dental practice off of North Main Street in Jonesboro. And I'm looking into getting some remodeling stuff done. I'm not sure if you guys have a list of some contractors that could possibly help with that. And then also too, I don't know if you guys have any things available for small business owners.
I would go through the chamber. Valencia Williamson is our president of the Chamber of Commerce here in Clayton County. And she does have listings of contractors that are listed with the chamber. And I don't know if you are a member of the chamber, but it's always a good thing to join.
All right.
And she can also tell you what's available to you in the county as well.
All right, sounds good. And what you said her name was again? I'm sorry.
Valencia Williamson.
Valencia Williamson.
She's with the, yes, I don't have that number, but yeah, you can give her a call or to give the Chamber of Commerce a call. And thank you for relocating your business to Clayton County.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else?
Commissioner Davis, good morning. This is Marva Wilson in Riverdale.
Good
I have
morning,
a
Ms.
question.
Yes,
I'm concerned with the corner of Eunice Drive and Valley Hill, right next to
Eunice
the
and Valley
youth
Hill.
center,
Okay,
Eunice Drive and
yes.
Valley Hill.
Know what you're
There is-
talking about, yes.
There have been several accidents right there at the corner of Eunice and Valley Hill. And
Okay,
I don't know whether there are any ideas about getting a light put there. You know, the senior community is right there across the street from the youth center, which is where I reside. And there's constant accidents there. I don't know what's causing the accident, because sometimes when I look at it, it just seems ridiculous. But
right.
are there any ideas of putting a light there?
There has been no discussion about a light over there. Chief, if you're still on, can we get a speed, one of the speeding devices out there?
Yes, sir. Just confirming that was Valley Hill or Eunice.
Yes.
Valley Hill and Eunice Drive,
Yes, ma'am.
right
absolutely.
across. I'm sorry, I did not hear you.
I said, yes, ma'am, we can absolutely do that. The police department has speed detection signs that we erect as needed throughout the communities. So I'll be glad to coordinate with the captain and ensure he puts one out there.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. And one other question. We used to have the sheriff's department or the Riverdale Police Department on patrol, and they would patrol the area right there at the corner of Eunice and Valley Hill. And I haven't seen much activities lately, but there seems to be some foot traffic late at night, loud talking and, you know, people walking around, not sure where they're coming from. Is there any way we can get back on track with a police officer doing a spot check late at night, 12, 1
Absolutely.
o'clock in the morning?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. I was writing it down as we speak, and I got 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be in touch with your sector commander for that area, Captain Robert Maddox, and he will be sure to go ahead and initiate those patrols.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank you.
Commissioner.
Thank you. And also too, we're doing, notice we're doing a lot of road work out there as well. It's an inconvenience right now, but I think it's going to begin to eliminate a lot of the issues that folks are having with traffic, with speed, and hopefully with accidents as well. So granted, it's a little bit of a burden, but I think it's going to work out for us in the future here.
Hopefully. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anyone? No more questions?
I have one question, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Liz Travis with Ponderosa Neighborhood Watch, next to Eunice Drive, which is sometimes a part of our neighborhood watch. With putting the speed signs up, well, we had one. Captain Maddox did have one posted in Ponderosa, but for at least a whole week, the sign didn't even work. It was out there, but it didn't work at all. And we were told that they had to recharge the battery. So after saying that, we would like for another sign to be put up on Apache Lane in the Ponderosa subdivision, because we're having the same problems with people speeding, and summer's coming. We don't have sidewalks in the subdivision. We have a lot of people walking, and it's just gonna be a matter of time before one of the children get hit.
Thank you, Ms. Travis. We can do that, but I encourage everyone on the call, if you don't know your captain, you need to get to know him for this reason. And those requests can be made through him all the time. And yes, those signs periodically have to be taken down and recharged. And we kind of lean on the community to help us know when those things happen. We do check them, but if they don't come by for a day or so. I don't want the signs sitting out there not working. So if you would just keep us informed when those signs seem to be low on charges, and we'll come snatch it out, charge it up, and bring it back. But keep in mind, we have a limited number of those speed signs that we move throughout different communities. So as you hear, we've had 2 communities already requesting those signs, and he may bring them out there for a week at a time, but if he gets another request, he's got to move them around as we continue to try to acquire more signs. But yes, ma'am, Ms. Travis, I will add Ponderosa, Apache Lane, and in the area of Apache Lane, and what's the cross?
Slicky Rock Court.
Got it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. And again, this is the purpose of these meetings as well, is for us to get to know what's going on so that we can begin to address these issues. Chief has a lot of area to cover. And if folks don't get out there and be his assistants and his eyes and his ears, the more eyes and ears he has, the better job he can do. And so we all look forward to hearing from you all on these calls. That's why I try to set aside the majority of this call to listen to you all and to hear from you all, because you all give us great suggestions, and you also tell us where things are going on and what needs to be addressed. So I thank you all for that.
Commissioner Davis, this is Judy
Yes, ma'am.
Taylor again. A suggestion might be that anytime there's a new ordinance passed by the commission that involves neighborhoods and things like in the district and all, it would be very helpful to, I know you maybe could not let us all know individually, but we could at least talk about it at the community meetings. And if you had the time, let us know. I think it's very helpful because a lot of times things are passed and changes are made that the neighborhoods do not know about. And we do have people on here with Neighborhood Watch and with HOAs that could inform their people, so the more people would know about that. And I wanted to ask if there was any upcoming zoning or anything like that that we need to know about that might be of interest in our district that you can think that we might need to know about.
This month, we don't have anything coming up of dire. We don't have any major construction going on right now, or that's on this month's agenda.
Thank you.
But what I will do is I'll make a note of that for the ordinances as well as upcoming zonings as well for District 4. So that I can put that, I'll put that in our monthly meetings agenda.
Thank you. That would be helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Do you have any yard signs that you can
Yes, I
give
do.
out?
I do. I cannot. Well, you got to remember, this is a county call here, so I cannot. I cannot campaign
Yeah.
on this call. I don't want to get in any trouble. But if you reach out offline, you can give me a call, and I can point you in that direction.
Okay.
All right. And thank you. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Wow, 11:54. We got 6 minutes. You want me to sing? Somebody.
Commissioner, I have one, and it may not be appropriate for this forum
ma'am.
here. But did the Board of Commissioners receive anything about the elevators in probate court in that building there, Annex 3?
I can't recall of anything right now off the top of my head.
Okay, the elevator, it was told to me by someone that visits that court a lot, and I do also, that the elevators did not pass inspection, and the company sent over something to the Board of Commissioners to let them know that. So when you get back to your office, could you check into that, please?
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Okay, thank you.
So hopefully we'll have those on the notes. Great. I will check on that and get back to you. Yes.
One question for Ms. Baker with the school board, I believe.
Ms. Baker, you still here online?
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
I was just curious. You mentioned Jonesboro High School, and
Yes,
I live up the street from Jonesboro High School, and I was wondering, is there going to be any kind of like open house or, come see the school type event at the school?
I will say that there was a limited one due to COVID, but I would be more than happy to ask if we could have another one since, we're a little bit, more open in the society with the COVID. I would love to have another one because I just think that the community really needs to see the changes. If you had ever been in Jonesboro High School before, you will not recognize it. You will not know what hallway you're walking down.
Right, I do, yes.
So I would be happy to take that suggestion back. We have a community open house. Like I said, it was limited due to the COVID, so I would love to have another one.
Okay, that'd be greatly appreciated because my daughter attended back in the early 2000s. And we saw the change from the old school to the current school. And you're right, it's amazing. You would never know it was the same school. So yes, I would like to see it. And I'm sure others would as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a great idea.
It's great. That school is absolutely gorgeous. So we definitely want to showcase what we have off. And also too, let me add, it's in the planning stages right now, but I am trying to do an event to help Jonesboro High School Band raise about $15,000. They are going, Mary, the band is going, was it to DC?
Yes, sir.
I can't remember. Yes. And when is that event? Is it July?
I want to say that it's a summer event, but I can't give you the exact dates off the top of my head. But yes,
yeah.
They were invited. This is amazing. I give kudos to the band director because when we first started the plans, their band at Jonesboro was very small, and now it's very, very large. And they are, if you've ever heard them play, they're incredible.
Yes. So we definitely, so you all keep your eyes and ears open for that. I mean, when our kids are doing something positive, I think it's our obligation to support them. And I'm going to always do that, whether I'm in office or not. I just think that's something that's extremely important. So I'm be looking forward to that here in the near future, where we're going to try to support them and raise them some funds so we can get them there and back and let them have a very good and fun and educational experience. Anyone else?
One last question. This is Martha Wilson again. Are there any word on Sheriff Victor Hill as far as whether he's going to be representing us as the sheriff in Clayton County?
Let me just say right now, he is suspended by the governor. We don't have an interim sheriff in place yet. We do have an acting sheriff. So we're, hopefully things will begin to work its way out. That is a legal issue. And so I'm not at liberty to discuss that at any point. That's just a legal issue that we're all going to have to sit back and wait on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Questions, concerns? Okay. If not, going once, going twice. Next meeting is when, Denise? Let me look at my calendar here.
I put it in the chat. It is May the 14th at 11 a.m. It's already in the chat. May 14th.
May 14th. And all you first timers, bring another first timer.
Amen.
Okay, this is great. This is what it's about. And we all gain a lot of information. You all gain information, but we as elected official and directors and folks that lead our departments learn a heck of a lot too from you all. So I appreciate all the questions. I appreciate the concerns and you all voicing your opinion. This is what we need to do to move our county forward. So thank you all. Have a great, great weekend. This weather will warm up here shortly, but get on out there and have a good time. So thank you all for coming. Look forward to seeing you guys again.
Happy Easter to everyone.
And happy Easter to you all. Hopefully we'll see you all next week at the many of you all at the senior event, lunch and movie.